Welcome back to another video. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to go over how many side hustles? What do we got down here? 15 side hustles, okay? I got a little bit, got some notes written for you guys, but before we get started, please do hit that like button. That does help my videos get spread. These videos don't get a lot of love, not as much as the last video where I talk about, a more controversial topic. That's the ones that get clicked on, but these ones don't get clicked on. These ones are typically a little bit more valuable. I'm glad to have you guys here for the video. So let's get into the notes. I guess I can get rid of this X right here. This is 15 side hustles. So without further ado, let's get into the notes. 15 side hustles. Okay, so number one, job incentives. So we're going to get into an incentive structure. So job incentives, pay as little as possible as you can to still attract labor. Okay, so that is the incentive of an employer. Number two, sellers of goods. Basically someone who's selling either their goods, their labor, whatever. You're selling something, okay? Your incentive is to sell for as much as possible and still attract buyers, okay? So if you are, let's say you're an employee, you want to sell your labor for as much as possible, but still get an employer, right? If you're selling a house, you want to sell your house for as much as possible, but still get a buyer, right? So that is a seller's incentive structure, okay? So this system leaves many people paycheck to paycheck, right? Because it's buyers versus sellers, employees versus employers. And when you end up in that system, if you're making an average amount of money, on average, you're going to be locked out of things like the housing market. You're going to be locked out of certain luxurious things that people think of as the good life, right? So what do you need to do? You need to add on some more income so that you're not making that average amount of money. You're not putting in an average amount of work, because that average life is not going to get you where you want to be in life. So number four, the power of the side hustle. So just $27.38 a day, or $10,000 a year, will make you $10,000 a year. Okay, so what can that $10,000 a year get you? We've got these down here, 2, 3, and 4. $10,000, $20,000, and $30,000 a year. So these will get you down here $2.5 million. So this is assuming 8%, and this is invested over a 40-year career. So if you just make that extra 10 grand, you'll have 2.59 million down here. Okay, but if you were to pump that up to 20 grand, okay, so that means you're making what's that? It's $454 a day from your side hustle. Okay, and that's assuming no vacation days, but you can just average it out, right? $54 a day. That is $5.18 million over a 40-year career. All right. And the difference gets even bigger when we go to 30 grand from your side hustle, and that is $7.77 million over the course of your career, right? If you were to invest that at just 8%. Okay. So let's go ahead and get down here into the actual side hustle. So I'll let you guys know which ones of these that I have actually done myself, which ones that I like the most, and basically which ones I think are the best options. So this one I actually have done myself, and that is Uber/DoorDash/Lyft. Basically giving somebody a ride, giving someone's food a ride, picking up somebody's groceries, things of that nature. It could be working for Amazon. It could be working for anyone who just delivers things, right? So that when I was doing that for Uber, it was about $20 an hour. So basically, if you were to work for $2 or 2 hours a day, right, on average, so let's say there's a 7-day week. If you work for 14 hours per week, let's say that you just worked 7 hours 2 times on the weekend, then you would be able to put away $40 a day, right? Let's just split the difference here. If you were putting away $40 a day, that would be somewhere in the 3 to 5 million range, right? That you're going to add on to your net worth at retirement, okay? Secret shopping. This is one that I also do. Secret shopping is basically going to a company, and there's third-party companies that review these companies. So one of them could be like, let's look up mystery shopping. So we've got a couple down here, secretshopper.com. Let's look for Seattle, because there's a couple that I actually use. So HS Brands, a lot of these, Mystery Shopper America. Basically what you do is you go down here, you find yourself a secret shop, and you can go there. It could be like making sure that they check your ID. It could be seeing how clean the store is. So you act as a customer, but basically you're being paid to review the store that you're going into. So it could be something like going to an alcohol shop and making sure that they check your ID. It could be something like going to, I don't know, some type of a resort and just reviewing their service, right? So you could get free service through this. You could go to, let's say, like a family fun center or some type of place that basically has like rides. You could go there, review their services in the way that they direct you to, and you'll get, who knows, free food. You could get free rides. You could get paid on top of all of that. So it's a good way to go. Next one is walking dogs / pet sitting. Okay, so number one is Rover. Okay, so Rover is an app that you can go, let's look up Rover. All right, rover.com. So let's check this out. Basically, you can sign up for this and you can sign up to walk dogs, right? You can sign up to dog sit. You can do house sitting, okay? So that's one of ours later on in the video. But house sitting, dog sitting, okay? The pay varies depending on where you live. You'll be paid more in an urban area, which a walk could be around $25 per walk or $70 for an overnight stay. So that's just a little extra side money for you there. If you got a little rotation going there and you like dogs, there you go. If you have some history training dogs, there you go. All right, number 4, rent out a part of your house. So this is a good way to put some side money in your pocket. So I always say this right here, this thing under there, any money that you don't have to work for is time that you get back in your life, right? So let's say that you make $25 an hour and you're charging, I don't know, $800 for rent. That is 4 times 8. That's 32 hours that you just got back, right? So 32 hours back into your life. That sounds good to me. I don't know about you guys, but renting out a part of your house, renting out a parking space. So this works better for people who live in more urban areas. You could rent out a parking space if you have extra parking space. So obviously mileage is going to vary there. Okay, house sitting. So we already talked about that. You could do this on Rover. There's some other places to house sit as well. So I've got some platforms written down here like House Sit Match, Trusted House Sitters, Nomador. All right, I haven't actually done this myself, but my roommate does house sitting, and it's pretty interesting because she'll end up in these really nice houses, these beachfront properties, a lot of people's vacation homes, and she's just always kind of just on the move, and it's, you know, she's making money doing it, right? She's house sitting these super nice houses, and she gets the house to herself, and it's pretty cool. It looks like a good little side hustle for her over there. So anyways, the next thing is freelancing. So if you're good at any of these things right here, I am not personally. I mean, I can do video editing, even though I don't really edit these that much anymore. But sound design, graphic design, film editing, photography. If you're good at those, you can freelance. You can make a little bit of side money there. Okay, number 8, and we're almost done with this list. Rent your car out on Turo. Turo actually offers some pretty good insurance, so I was pleasantly surprised by that. They offer up to $1 million in liability insurance. So what some people will do actually is buy luxury cars and they will rent them out on Turo. So that's a good way to actually own a luxury car, is to have it pay for itself on Turo. And yeah, it's a good way. You know, it's kind of something that you could consider the new rich are doing. You know, buy a Lambo, but then start renting it out on Turo, have it pay for itself, have it make money on top of that, and guess what? You got yourself basically a free Lambo. So something like that. Not saying that everybody out there needs to have the Lambo, but that's just a example. Number 2, Turo pays 65 to 85% of the trip price. That should say trip price. Trip. All right, number 9, tutoring. So this is actually one of the best side hustles for you if you are a teacher. Could be up to about $30 to $60 per hour, depending on where you live. And for ACT and SAT prep down here, you could make from $45 to $100 per hour. So, you know, if you can get into it, really mileage may vary with that one, and it depends on what you know, what your qualifications are, and how much you're going to be able to pay. So let's check out this platform here. So if you are a teacher, you can go into this platform here, wiseant.com, and you can sign up and you can start being a tutor, or you can find a tutor, right? So you can either sign up to start tutoring or to find a tutor. I haven't actually done this because I'm not a teacher, but it is a good platform to know about. So TaskRabbit, this one you can do odd jobs. I actually could not sign up for this one. I got into this when it was kind of young. The app was a little bit messed up, but this is things like, we're talking about cutting grass, we're talking about cleaning something, we're talking about, you could even stand in line for somebody, we're talking about like just little odd jobs like putting in tiles. There's some people that are actually very skilled on there. Or you could do something like putting together somebody's furniture or helping somebody move. It's just little odd jobs like that, right, to just get some side money in on the side. All right, number 11, find a part-time job in your current field. That one's pretty self-explanatory, right? If you've already got a pretty good job, you've already got a pretty good hourly or a pretty good salary, there's nothing wrong with just tacking on another job that's part-time. Maybe it's 10 hours here, maybe it's 20 hours a week, just to get some extra income there, right? So start a YouTube channel. So this one is going to take you a while if you're anything like me. So this one is a good long-term strategy, but in the beginning, YouTube is pretty thankless. It is very thankless, and it's a grind to learn not only how to film videos, how to post videos, how to make videos that people actually want to watch. But yeah, I recommend that one, but I also don't recommend that one. It's not for everybody there. So number 13, start a detailing business. So anyone can wash a car, or anybody can learn how to get in there. I mean, obviously there's a level of skill to this, right? If you want to wash, wax, vacuum, and make sure that you're getting into every nook and cranny, make sure that you're not damaging people's cars, and just make sure that you generally know what you're doing, right? But this is just putting a little bit of elbow grease in, doing some advertising, figuring out how to get to your desired market. So starting a detailing business. I used to wash cars as a kid. Babysitting. So this could be for friends, family. This could be, you could have your own advertising, and there's also some platforms that you can go on and you can babysit through those. So full disclosure, I am not a babysitter. I am not the biggest fan of babies. Babies are not the biggest fan of me, but I did just look these up really quick for all of you guys out there who love the kids. Care.com, Urban Sitter, all of these right here, Sitter Pro. I don't endorse these necessarily, but this could help you out if you don't have anywhere to start, right? So there's an app for pretty much everything, and there's really no excuse for not having a side hustle these days because there's an app for it, okay? And the last thing is starting a landscaping business. So once again, this is kind of something that you can do whether or not you are 18 years old. So just to recap, this one you could do if you're not 18 years old. Car detailing business you could do if you're not 18 years old. Starting a YouTube channel, you could definitely do that if you're not 18 years old. So some of these things, even walking dogs, you could do that if you're not 18 years old. So some of these things, for my younger viewers, these are things that you can get into now. You can start your own landscaping, car washing, things like that. But you got to make that side money because, like we said earlier on in the video, if you're living average, you're missing out on a whole lot of extra money, right? Because the price system is designed and rigged against you. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next video.